Sean, let's get right into it. The question for today is, how important is leadership at a time like this?
Absolutely fundamental. It's foundational. It's like the first brick you're going to build a house. You need leadership. And we all need it. It's part of human behavior. We are drawn towards people who will lead us. What I would say is that when you're looking at your bubble and you're looking who's in there, but whatever arrangement you've got, somebody needs to be the adult. Somebody has to take on the leadership role. And, I've been thinking about this a lot since you asked me to talk about this today, and I've tried to boil it down to the absolute basic principles. What is a leader, for a start? It's all very well saying, well, you're now one, but what is it? What is it you're being asked to do if you take that role? And if you boil it completely down, the job of a leader is to inspire yourself and others. And it's inspirationally looking at how we live, looking at how we do things, whether you're running a business or a country. The first question is, how are things now? What is the situation now? And how could it be? And it's a leader who takes people across that bridge. So in very, very simple terms, that's what it is. So I've done some thinking, and I've tried to boil down to something that I'm hoping will be incredibly valuable now. Not words, but actually tools and things people can do. The first thing I need everybody to start considering is that when you're a leader, you do set boundaries. That's the very nature of it. You look at how Jacinda Ardern, our Prime Minister, has set rules. He is leading in that way, yes, telling us all what we need to do and why we need to do it. Now, one of the challenges when you take up a leadership role is that the people around you will make presumptions that what you're doing is that you're making all the rules. And nobody likes rules all the time. And in a lot of those bubbles, and I know it's the same in my house, it's like, don't tell me what to do, I don't want to do that. Well, look, we're all going to have to be told what to do at some point, and we're all going to have to contribute to that. But what I'm going to ask people to think about is try not to think of it as these are the rules that you've got to stick to. Let's move it to these are the values you've got to stick to. Because values, great leaders, good leaders, are people who are value-based, and they run by values. So if that's the concept, what I'm going to ask everybody to do is to start from tonight, every single human being in your house, when you say goodnight to them, you say thank you. And you find something very specific to say thank you for. Because being grateful, kindness, is a core value. And if we could get every single house to start thinking that this is one of our core values, kindness and generosity to each other. So say thank you. And then you need to be specific. So if you're, pick an age group, any age group, a teenager. I keep thinking the people who've got a house full of teenagers, and my heart hurts here. But the point is, so you give them their hugs, their whatever, their good night, and you say thank you. So, for instance, for watching over the young kids this afternoon, I really appreciate the support you gave me, because by doing that, I was able to make those phone calls that were creating the pressure on my shoulders. Do you see what I'm trying to say, gentlemen?
Yeah.
If we can all, every night from tonight, say thank you and identify the things that people are doing right in every home. And it doesn't matter whether they're 3 years old or 93 years of age. We need to say thank you, and we need to start leading, and that is how a leader does it. If you can sustain that throughout all of this challenging time, I can guarantee you, and I don't use that word very often, that you will have a deeper, more meaningful relationship with every human being that you're connecting with in that way. And they will allow you to lead. Yep. But you've got to role model it.
That is some pretty good advice, and something tangible as well that that you can demonstrate in a really simple way. And okay, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, especially if you've been challenged the whole day.
You're so right.
Yeah.
When you're running on empty and you're thinking, whoa.
So there is a bit of rise above it element in it.
Well, it's not rise above it. You asked me to talk to you about leadership, right? And that is what leadership looks like.
Yeah.
We can talk about it and we can pontificate it till we're blue in the face, but it's about actually demonstrating. And every one of us, I don't have to tell you that if you want to be a leader, you have to be a positive role model. One cannot go with the other.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's start very simply, but will profoundly change your relationship with people. Every night tonight, go and say thank you. But be specific about what one thing that you're saying thank you for them. Yeah? Be specific. And let's start building everybody's confidence in knowing how to be values-based in our relationships. Because that's how we demonstrate we love people. We need a lot of that at the moment.
Yeah. All right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much again, Sian. Your
My
wisdom
pleasure.
is just beyond measure. And we thank you so much for taking the time out to enlighten us.
My pleasure. Keep safe.
We'll talk again
we can
tomorrow.
do this. All right? We're
Take
all in
care.
this together.
We're
Bye,
in it
darling.
together.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.